Good morning everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for stopping by. This week in GTA Online, we've got some incredible money-making bonuses. They're pretty solid, even if they aren't like the double money on the hangar or the bunker or anything else like that we've seen recently. But whether you're grinding solo, whether you're playing with friends, or just taking full advantage of GTA+, we have some excellent opportunities, a nice variety and diverse set of money-making opportunities, which makes for a fun weekly update in my opinion. And today we're going to be breaking down all of the major opportunities that will allow you to cash in fast. I'll also jump into some live gameplay to show you exactly how you can maximize these payouts. We're going to go over each one individually, so definitely stick around and maybe you can find something to help you make the most out of every minute that you spend in Los Santos this week. So thank you again for tuning back in. Let's get started. This is one of the more important bonuses for this week in GTA Online. At least this is the one that's going to allow you to make the most amount of money at one time. Unfortunately, you can only do it once, but it is a nice little bonus just because of the fact you're just making so much money. So every week with the Garment Factory, you have all the normal, these are the 4 contracts, FIB files you could do. Each week, one of these is chosen as a priority file, and it's always paying out double money. So whether Project Breakaway is the priority, then it'll be a $300,000 payout. It'll be double for the brute force file, double for the fine art file. This week, it's the black box file, and it's paying out, of course, just double money because of the priority file. But Rockstar also made a bonus to have the priority file for the week pay out double money. So instead of $310,000, which should be what the black box pays as a priority file for the week, since it's double, it's going to be $620,000. Now, you're not just making $620,000, you're actually making $670,000. Granted, you complete the 3 bonus objectives for this mission, because in the finale, you could do 3 bonus objectives and you get paid $10,000 per bonus objective with a $20,000 bonus for completing all 3, bringing your total for the bonus objectives up to $50,000. If you complete all 3, you can make up to $670,000 on the black box priority file this week because it's double money, which is absolutely insane. It only takes you about 20 minutes to do. It's probably one of my least favorites out of all of these, but nonetheless, for double money, you absolutely do not want to miss out. If there's going to be any FIB file you want to play for the week anyway, it should probably be the priority one since it's always going to be double. But with the priority file being on double money bonus as well, and that already being double money compared to a standard non-priority file, you can't miss out on this opportunity. If you don't have the Garment Factory, should you buy it to take advantage of this bonus? I would still argue yes, because the Garment Factory is an A-tier business in this game for solo players. You can make more money per hour with it compared to the auto shop, which is great. Not as much as Cayo Perico and the Dr. Dre contract with the agency, but still, it's way up there, especially if you just farm Fine Art File and Project Breakaway back to back to back to back and just keep alternating these. You will just print money in this game. I will have a video out on this probably tomorrow. I do not have the time in this video to do a gameplay of it, but if you guys want to see that, let me know on the channel and let me know in the comments and I can get working on that video for you. One of the bonuses that could be worth doing this week, but maybe not because it's not really solo friendly, is the Mobile Operations Center missions. The MOC missions are paying out double money and double RP, so I would say normally you're getting about $18,000 for these missions. Double money, double RP, you're making at least 36K. You can make up to like 45K on these probably. Decent cash if you have a friend to play with, but all of these require at least 2 people. Some of them require up to 4. As you can see, you need to own an actual MOC to take advantage of these missions. The MOC is 30% off this week, so if you don't own one, it is worth getting an MOC anyway, even if you aren't going to play through the missions. But if you do want to play through the missions, one, you need to own an MOC, and in order to unlock the other missions, you need to do 2 resupplies for your bunker yourself, like 2 manual resupply missions to unlock severe weather patterns. Half-track bully, you need to do 4, 6 for exit strategy, 8 bunker resupplies for offshore assets, 10 for cover blown, and up to 12 to unlock mole hunt. Then you could do any of those you want. Some of them require 4 players, some of them require 2, just is what it is. It's just a bonus for this week. We do have much better ones to discuss, but I wanted to preface the video with this one as well, just in case you wanted to take advantage. Now you can see we are inside of my Terrorbyte because the Terrorbyte client jobs are also paying out double money and double RP this week. These normally pay out $30,000, which absolutely makes them worth participating in, but this week they're paying out $60,000 because they're on double money bonus, which makes them even better. These are quick, these are efficient, these are perfect for stacking money fast. I would focus on the specific missions. First of all, in order to participate in the Terrorbyte client jobs, you need to own a Terrorbyte. You can also get that vehicle just like the MOC off Warstock, and lucky enough for you guys this week, the Terrorbyte is also 30% off, just like the MOC. The MOC is 30% off as well. You can't see the full cost here because I already own one, but basically it's $1.375 million to get your yourself a Terrorbyte. Now, you do need a nightclub in order to store the Terrorbyte or a garment factory, so you need to buy one of those businesses, but you probably will have one of those businesses at this point unless you're brand new to the game. But like I said, we'll talk about other bonuses to help you get to that point, to help you buy a nightclub or a garment factory if you're not there yet. But granted, you have yourself a Terrorbyte. Go over to the Terrorbyte, access the touchscreen computer, and we could check out the client jobs. Now, I will showcase a gameplay of one of these, but let's just showcase the ones you want to take advantage of. So the ones that I think players should be focusing on this week, and just in general, even if you were grinding these for the $30,000 as well, focus on robbery in progress, targeted data, as well as diamond shopping. All of these are super fast, easy. They take, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. They can be done solo. There's a 30-minute cooldown on each of these missions. So once you do diamond shopping, you have to wait 30 minutes to do it again. And there's a couple-minute cooldown in between each of these if you want to go from robbery progress to targeted data to diamond shopping. These two require multiple players, and data sweep is just not worth it for the time spent. I mean, it will still take you probably 7 or 8 minutes, but you can get done with these 3 faster. And these are the ones that I prefer to do. They offer the highest returns, quickest amount of time. If you're doing mixed goods exports or bike deliveries for that $50,000, then you want to do these because you can complete these even faster and you get paid $10,000 more than if you were to earn 50K from exporting mixed goods and things like that. And it's not hyperbole to say that these are just super, super easy. I'll showcase one right now. Let's say we want to do diamond shopping, for example. Steal diamonds from the Vangelico jewelry store as they're being delivered by a security team. That's literally the mission. Super fast, super simple. And honestly, I'm doing this already, not even starting in the right way because I don't even have my Oppressor Mark II called out. So let me just call that out right now. You could just see start to finish how quick it takes to complete this mission. So I just called my Oppressor. You guys know where the Vangelico jewelry store is. You can find it on the map right here. Find this little alleyway. The jewelry store is right there. So I would recommend really fast as well. I could probably showcase to you at the end, but you'll be able to time how quick this mission is. We'll do it in a moment here. So we pick up the diamonds from here. We steal them. We need to bring them up to the vineyard, which is going to be over here, right? This is the drop off. You need to lose the cops before you get here. This mission will at most take you like, 2 minutes to do from when you start leaving here, fly over. But what a lot of people will do is park their Terrorbyte actually, and they'll have it parked typically right here. There's like a grassy median right here in the middle of the road. You could park your Terrorbyte here. That way you'll be as close as you can get. If you park your Terrorbyte right out front, it won't let you because it'll say your Terrorbyte is too close to this location. But this is probably the optimal location to park it. That way you could do this mission really fast. If you do the robbery in progress bank robbery one, all the banks are close by. And then same thing if you're doing the Life Invader mission. The Life Invader HQ is here, I believe, or here. So you'll also be very close to that. And you know, like I said, you can't get right up against the building because then you can't queue the mission. But this is the optimal spot to start them. So we have 28 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Let's consider that our mission start time. Let's fly over and see how fast we can get this done. No cuts, nothing like that. So if I stutter or say or anything like that, just please excuse it. I mean, you'll be able to keep track of the timer, the bottom corner. Our official start time for the mission was 28.5 minutes. So let's just lock it in right here. I actually just blew by the entrance. But there's a couple enemies that you can blow up out front, security guards, whatever. Honestly, you can just easily kill them with any other weapon you want, but obviously the Oppressor will blow up the truck, things like that. There's a guy behind me. I didn't even know. Wow. I'm trying to showcase how quick you could do this mission, and I literally didn't even notice one of the enemies survived behind the truck. So don't be like me. Don't be a total goofball and completely mess it up. But there's a few enemies inside that you could easily take out. There's typically one more guard in the back. Yep, here he is. So you could quickly headshot him. You're going to pick up the briefcase, and we are literally just going to leave and now fly over to the vineyard. We need to lose the cops as well. You can either lose them yourself by going really high into the air on your Oppressor or heli or whatever you want. You could also just call Lester and lose the cops, so you could do that as well. Honestly, I don't feel the need to because by the time I fly over to the actual vineyard, I'll lose this 3-star wanted level. So I'll just speed this part up and you'll see me when I get to the destination, which, like I said, the destination at the vineyard is right here. And there we go. We already lost the wanted level. We've only been on this mission for 1 minute and 45 seconds. And here we go. We're about to finish this. This is literally going to be a 2-minute mission. If I could just descend faster on this Terrorbyte, we can get this done at 26.5 minutes. This will have been a 2-minute mission, and we're going to make $60,000 from this, which is just absolutely insane. So just go right there. Boom, there we go. $60,500. Now that's probably the quickest mission to do. Robbery in progress, you need to go to any one of the banks. The game will tell you, you know, to access the security camera feeds and look for it, but if you know the fleece of bank locations, you can just fly over to each one. I still like to check the bank, that way I could get the automatic waypoint, because I feel like that is quicker than just flying around. You'll see enemies shooting out front, so you'll hear audio cues in the distance if you're flying around. And then with this one, again, you don't need to access the Terrorbyte, or excuse me, on the Life Invader mission, they want you flying drones into the Life Invader HQ. You don't need to do that. Just go right over to Life Invader, shoot the place up, kill all the security guards, hack the servers, find the target, complete the mission. This one you can get done in 2 minutes. That's the fastest. Robbery in progress typically takes me about 3.5 minutes, and then the Life Invader mission takes me about 5, because you need to travel to Life Invader, shoot all the enemies, hack the servers, then fly over to the target, who sometimes is up in the Vinewood Hills, sometimes he's over here in La Mesa and the east side of the map, like this area. And so that one can take you about 5 minutes, just because there's a couple different objectives you need to do. But all in all, Terrorbyte client jobs are amazing to farm money this week in GTA. Now, something I should mention as well, because I actually almost forgot to mention it, it's in regards to these Terrorbyte client jobs. This week, the weekly challenge for players, I'll just showcase it right here. The weekly challenge for players is just to complete 3 of the Terrorbyte client jobs, and you will make $100,000. So not only are you making $60,000 instead of the usual $30,000 per client job, but if you were to do 3 Terrorbyte client jobs at $60,500 per piece right there, that would be $181,500 from 3 Terrorbyte client jobs. And then you'll complete the weekly challenge, which will also pay you an additional $100,000. So $281,500 for about 12 minutes of work, not even for those client jobs. It's super fast, super simple. You have to do them. Now here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at my Acid Lab. Of course, GTA Plus members have been getting double money and double RP on the Acid Lab cell missions all April long. But Rockstar did break the trend this week by giving us, you know, the 4 times money for GTA Plus members, most likely just because the Acid Lab actually has a cap of $1,005,000 for the cell missions. For some reason, that's like barely enough to take advantage of the triple money, even if you don't have GTA Plus already. So it's like, I don't know why Rockstar doesn't just change the artificial arbitrary in-game cap. Maybe it has something to do with the code, I don't know. But either way, the bonuses we have for the Acid Lab this week, unfortunately, are not going to be double money and double RP for the Acid Lab for everyone, meaning GTA Plus would be 4 times. But what we do have is 2 different things. You get double the supplies for doing the Acid Lab resupply missions, like the manual resupply missions, which again aren't really worth doing unless you just want to save the costs on supplies, which is really only worth it when you're getting started with the Acid Lab business and you're doing the Fooligan jobs to unlock the equipment upgrade. And then, you know, from there on, you can start buying supplies if you want to just like maximize profits. But also, the production speed for generating your acid product is doubled. Now, I've done Acid Lab guys in the past, but just for this week, with production speed being doubled, this is insane. That means if you're a GTA Plus member, you can actually do an Acid Lab sale, I'm pretty sure, every 45 minutes, especially if you boost the production. Now, you can only do that once per in-game day, sorry, not in-game day, but once per IRL day. So that being said, check out this graph here. This will show you the time it takes to produce acid product. This whole table right here is showing you what it's like with the equipment upgrade or without the equipment upgrade and whether or not you're boosting the product. And then it will show you the time it takes to produce the Acid Lab from 0% all the way to 100%. If you have GTA Plus and you don't have the equipment upgrade, but you boost your product, or if you have the equipment upgrade and you have GTA Plus and you boost your product. These are all the times it takes to produce acid. Now, reduce these by half this week, because remember, production speed is doubled, so all these times are going to get cut in half because this is just their normal values. And as you can see, there actually is the difference between producing acid. Say if you have your equipment upgraded with the Acid Lab and you boost your product, that shows 3 hours time to go from 0 product in your Acid Lab to full stock ready to sell. If you have GTA Plus and you boost your product and you have the equipment upgrade, so comparative, the only difference between that would be GTA Plus, it'll take you 1.5 hours. You already have like a production double speed with GTA Plus, which is something I never knew. I thought it was the same anyway, but actually with GTA Plus, you're always getting a reduced production time for your Acid Lab product, which is insane. So as you can see, if we just compare it, most of the time, what's going to be the case for most players, because, you know, you can boost your product once per real life day, but most of your other Acid Lab sales are just going to be if you have the equipment upgrade and whether or not you have GTA Plus. So let's compare the 4-hour production time for a player, non-GTA Plus player, with the equipment upgrade for their Acid Lab. It'll take 4 hours to produce a full Acid Lab ready to sell. If you have GTA Plus, that'll take you 2 hours if you have the equipment upgrade still. So evenly compared to a player who doesn't have GTA Plus. Overall, you will be cutting that down by half, right? So the normal 4-hour production time will be 2 hours for everyone else this week, and for GTA Plus players, it'll be an hour. It's unbelievable. This is already a solo-friendly business. You're selling it for $351,840. This is, of course, if you name your Acid Lab product as well for that extra 5% on the sale value. So if you go to service vehicles, you go to Acid Lab, then you can actually name your Acid Lab and name your product. And what you can get here is that 5% sale bonus. This is if you just sell in an invite only for $351,840. If you sell in a public session for the with 20 plus players for the maximum high demand bonus, you're making over 500 grand per sale. GTA Plus players are making that $1 million because remember, it's double money and RP for them this month. So the Acid Lab is an incredibly potent business to be running this week in GTA Online. Now, one of the last bonuses that we have to talk about this week is the double money and double RP on the Fooligan jobs. Now, of course, we're still sitting here in my Acid Lab, but one of the other parts of the Drug Wars update is the Dax work or the Fooligan jobs. These normally pay out $50,000, but with double money this week, you are going to be making $100,000. You can only do one of these once every 48 minutes. They have a 48-minute cooldown, so it's more of like stacking money long-term in this game. They're still worth it, I think, this week. I would focus on the easier missions, working remotely, liquid assets, and heavy metal. I would avoid the missions write-off and crop dusting. Now, you can't choose which one you do. It is just random. You have to start the first dose storyline, which begins, if you haven't done it, you'll find the first mission for Ron, you'll find like up here, and then you'll start doing other missions for Dax. But once you do the first mission, you bring the like RV back to the freak shop and stuff. Dax will call you and he says you can start requesting work from him to do these missions. Like I said, you can't choose which mission to do, but if you ever see write-off or crop dusting pop up when you request work from him, like I'm about to do, I would just change the session. I wouldn't do them. They're just not worth it for the time spent, even at 100K. I mean, they're fine. Like, you could do it. Like, if you just want to have fun, you could do it. But I personally don't like doing them. And, of course, look at that. We got write-off right there. This is the most annoying one to do because you need to destroy the Merryweather transport. I fly around in my Sparrow. I blow up all these different helis and stuff like that. You don't need to destroy them all, but once you destroy the majority of them, Dax will give you another call and he'll be like, okay, we found their base of operations. Usually it'll be over here somewhere in Sandy Shores. Sometimes it'll be on the east side of the map out here. Sometimes it'll be somewhere else. There's like one other location, I think. But the two common ones are here and here, or maybe it's like right here. I forget exactly where it is. Somewhere around Sandy Shores in like an empty lot. But either way, there's a whole bunch of Merryweather equipment you need to destroy. If you fly in on your Sparrow or your Raiju jet or your Oppressor Mark II or whatever the case is, there's like an anti-air gun that will shoot you out of the sky. You'll lose your vehicle. And you just need to run in with like RPGs and grenades and shoot a bunch of enemies and blow up equipment. And all in all, the mission will probably take you about 10 minutes, but the enemies do a crap ton of damage, so expect to die. You definitely want to load up on armor and snacks and stuff like that. I'm not going to showcase the gameplay for this mission because I just explained it, but basically the other ones you want to do are definitely worth it. Liquid assets, you're just destroying a grass farm. You're like poisoning the supply, and then you start tripping out on acid, and you start like killing fake enemies and stuff. With the heavy metal mission, which is the other one I recommend you do, you steal a Bobcat XL truck full of copper wire for 2 of Dax's friends, kill a bunch of enemies, steal the truck, drop it off. That'll take you about 5 minutes or so, 5 or 6 minutes, 100K right there. And then the other mission, working remotely, you need to steal a Go Postal van, you rig that with explosives, drive it into a gang-controlled campsite, and you detonate that bomb, kill the other enemies, leave. You get paid the 100K for that mission, and you also unlock the Go Postal outfit from doing so as well. Those are the ones you want to focus on right there. Now, these missions, even if you don't want to do these for the money, just keep in mind that they're worth doing if you don't have the Acid Lab equipment upgrade, because you need to do 10 Dax work at the minimum, which is going to take you 10 hours because they have a 48-minute cooldown in between each one. Call it round numbers, once an hour. You need to do 10 of these types of missions to unlock the equipment upgrade, which is the exact upgrade that makes the Acid Lab, turns it into, from a like mediocre style business into an absolutely amazing solo money-making machine here in this game. Now, say if you have no sort of business in this game, or you just have the one that comes with the expanded and enhanced version where you could choose the bunker or the nightclub, the CEO, the biker clubhouse, you know, etc., right? Like, if you have minimal businesses and you're like, I don't have the garment factory to do the priority file for double money, I don't have a nightclub or the Terrorbyte to do the Terrorbyte client jobs, I don't have the Acid Lab, so I can't do those sell missions or the Fooligan jobs or anything like that, Well, Deadline as an adversary mode is returning for a limited time only this week. It's a fun adversary mode, and it's paying out double money and double RP. So just go to online, go to jobs, go to play job, Rockstar created adversary mode. Deadline 1 through 7 are paying out double money and double RP. You can make pretty decent money with these as well. But of course, any of the other money-making methods are going to be more worth it this week. It's just, this is great if you want to, you know, match up with randoms and matchmake, or you have some friends to play this with. If you're playing adversary mode solo, I gotta say it really is boring. But if you have some friends to run these with, they are fun, and you'll probably win, which means you'll make the most amount of money from this bonus as well. With all that out of the way, though, we are going to be wrapping things up right here. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Drop a like if you guys did go on to enjoy, or if you just found the information and the tips and tricks helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and you want to see more GTA Online content like this. Also, make sure to check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushtv for daily GTA Online live streams. I upload a bunch of YouTube shorts and TikToks if you guys want to see more rapid-fire, short-form tips, tricks, guides, news, updates, all of that. If the long form is just too much for you. And also, we're going to be grinding a ton of money this week later on over on Twitch, so definitely make sure to follow on there. But also tomorrow, I will probably have another gameplay video out on some of the Fooligan jobs, the Terrorbyte client jobs, and Acid Lab sale. I'll go further in depth because today was more of like an overview and a how-to of how to utilize the money bonuses, and I didn't showcase much live gameplay, so tomorrow will be all about the live gameplay, showing you all of the content, all the missions that you can play, and how much fun they can actually be. So thank you again for watching. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.